Okay, November 18th, 10:35 a.m. my time. Time for an update on some levels and what is going on in this market. So, looking at the S&P 500, initially showed some weakness, but shot straight up, as you can see here. How is Bitcoin responding to that? Not well. Showing weakness despite the strength of the market here. So. Well, I mean, it did sell. Looks like it did sell off about similar time as the market, and it's kind of bouncing at similar time. But we do have the S&P 500 sitting at near all-time highs. Yet Bitcoin has pulled down pretty good, and it's pulled down to that 57,000 area that I mentioned in the previous video as a place to consider. 57,000 to about 55,000. Unfortunately, I wasn't quite. None of my orders were hit up in the 62,000 spot that I talked about. So, yeah, I think we need to kind of wait this out. If you're looking to go long, we need to kind of wait this out and let it build some, build what we call some value. Try to establish a little area of value down here, and we'll try to buy the bottom of it. Right now it's the early days of seeing that, so we're gonna try to be patient down here, but may like to get long. This thing could dip down to this 55,250-ish area. On the short side, if we were to try to grab something on the short side at this point, if you were more aggressive, this is Hubai. If we were more aggressive, you could try the 58,250, probably up to 58,900. So kind of this spot right here, as to see if we make another dip lower here. So it would just be a trade. We probably wouldn't want to long-term hold this one, but come up into this zone and then just flop over again. I could definitely see something like that on a market where a lot of people, my preference would to see it not bounce very high, to hit the first area of resistance and then head down. Shows a lot more weakness versus coming all the way up here and then back down. So anyways, that's what I prefer to see. I may attempt something like that on the short side. But yeah. So 55,000 is probably an area where you're going to want to eventually look to get long. Ideally, it spends a little bit of time down there, kind of building a little bit of a value area down there. But the short side, unfortunately, we've missed most of the move. But if you're looking for a day trade, maybe 58,250 up in here, and of course you're going to have some predetermined risk up here to play, and then the play would be for a new low. You would basically cover it as it takes out the low later on. So on FTX, I'm basing this off of the Hubai chart, so that's what I'm looking at there. BSV. Let's look at the daily chart. It's in an area of support, 150. Obviously, you would think that would be a mental area of support as well. And so if, unfortunately, BSV it just follows everything else. Seems like more to the downside than the upside. So, everything else goes up. BSV is a stable coin. When everything goes down, BSV tends to just go down with everything else. So it's pretty fascinating to behold, right? So if we can't hold this 150 area, I am afraid we may have to go visit this buy zone. Long-term buy zone of the, as a place where we would buy is below 130. That would not be fun to see. I could see us spending the entire month of December. That's right, the entire month of December right here. And of course, this is where you'd want to be a buyer. This is where we probably want to be a seller. And it would spend most of its time right here around 140, 140. That's my bearish prediction for BSV. Hopefully that doesn't play out for us BSV bulls, but I think we could spend the entire month of December down here if we don't get some positive outcomes and some bullish activity here soon. But that is BSV right there. Okay, so that's the levels I'm looking at. Again, for a day trade potential, 58,250 based off of who buy numbers. Potentially look to get long on a breakdown below 50, down into the 55,000s. But trying to buy a knife, usually a better idea to wait for it to spend some time down there. Um, so we can figure out what this profile might end up looking like for the next day. But all right, that's the update. That's the levels. See if I get an opportunity to put a day trade short on here, or try to buy the dip later on. Maybe tonight. So there's your update. I'm gonna upload it now.